Hello. I watch Chris Hedges report on Substack and YouTube. Chris Hedges, I know some of my people who watch my stuff know who Chris Hedges is, and recently he had a man, what's his name, Rob Larson, and he wrote this book, Mastering the Universe. This is not a manual on how you yourself can master the universe. It's about the people who are the masters of the universe, or want to be masters of the universe, or the rich, the ultra rich, and actually it ended up being a really quite an interesting and good book. I think it's I would definitely recommend this book to anybody who's interested in what the lives of the rich are like and what that means to us. One really good thing about it is it's written, like you're talking to a regular person. Like, he talks about Elon Musk the way, I would talk about Elon Musk. Like, the guy's a fucking idiot, basically. It's like stuff like that. So it's really a very interesting book because, he goes through what these people are like. The tech billionaires, their lavish lifestyles, what goes into the mega yachts that they have, how much it costs to keep these things going, how much it costs to build them. Oh, there's one guy that has an IMAX theater in his, official IMAX theater. And they had to build the IMAX theater first and then build the boat around it. And this is an interesting time because a couple of these people are coming out of the tech billionaire bros are a little stupider than their predecessors in that they seem to like the spotlight. Like Elon Musk, he's out there, he gets involved with politics and completely fucks his career, his business, which was a delight to watch. Peter Thiel is out talking about stuff. He goes on and talks about, recently talks about being, what the Antichrist is coming. They give you you hear their ideas. Jeff Bezos comes out and we see this, this lavish marriage that he has in Venice. The horror show of celebrities, the Kardashians, and all these other jerks that are involved with him. It's a as they come out of the closet like that, we get to examine them a little more and get to hear what they're like, much more than like in the 50s. These people were all smarter back then. They did their job of behind the scenes, making things, mastering the universe with being invisible. They didn't need to be out front themselves like these idiots are now, and they have just screwed themselves up by doing this because we get to see them, and I think the more we get to see them, we more get to understand the conflict here of what's going on between the rich and the poor. So mastering the universe, he goes through what they are. There's the genius part of it all. Like, it goes through Elon. It's like, Elon is a kid, a rich kid from South Africa, raised in South Africa in some kind of private school in South Africa. And what do they teach them there except, fascism and apartheid, probably. So So, he was in South Africa before it changed. So he has, that's how he grew up. That's what he was trained to be. And so his dad was some kind of mine fortune or whatever. So he inherited all this money and then he bought Tesla. He didn't invent Tesla, didn't invent electric cars. He just bought this shit. And, he's not a genius. He's an idiot. Anyway, you hear him talk, you can understand. He's less articulate than I am, and supposedly on ketamine or whatever. So he he really is a nothing other than a businessman. But yet he's revered. We keep hearing what a genius he is, and a great businessman, like Trump. Like, what the fuck? Trump is like a good businessman or a smart guy. He's another rich kid, another dolt. Real estate, which is even worse than mining. Well, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, his dad was big in New York real estate. And if you watch The Apprentice, the movie The Apprentice, you get to see the early parts of Trump's career, and when he was all buddy with Roy Cohn, and who taught him a lot about how to be a piece of shit and gain power. And here we are. But then he goes on television. It's all just a stance, a character they're playing of the genius, the brilliant businessman. I mean, Trump went bankrupt. Several of his businesses, his casinos in Atlantic City didn't work out. This and that, all this shit he's notorious in New York for not paying contractors, going to court, whatever. He's garbage. And but yet we are told, oh, this is a genius, and I don't know if they make Peter Thiel a genius or not, but so it goes all through that, and not only in America, it goes through the hyper rich all over the world, and all over the world has their own variations, and all over the world has their own percentage of what the 1% owns as opposed to everyone else. Like, in this country, the 1% owns 40% of everything. In another country, the 1% only owns 25% of everything, which is better, and so it's all quite interesting in that way, and really, it's a really good book, as I'm saying. One criticism I have is that it has some charts that for this old man were just kind of impossible, so they were kind of worthless. I don't know if they're on a web page connected to the book. Haymarket Books published this, but like the charts. This is a chart of people's private. This chart of people's private flights all around America and around the world. Zuckerberg's flights, but anyway, this is it's kind of gray and kind of hard to see. This one. The other one is even worse with the flights around the world. So that's the criticism. Skip the graphics if they're not going to be able to be really seen clearly. I put the graphics on a whole page or something, do something. But so other than that, you can see the interview of the guy on Chris Hedges, and it's really good. He comes down to the in the end, he's a socialist basically. So he comes to the end of it, and socialism, with which, of course, all the rich people own the media. So anything about socialism or anything about, once again, people organizing and doing something for themselves, trying to take a little bit of the rich people's money off of their off themselves, taxing them, doing something. Well, that's. And in the media, that is just, we don't talk about any of that stuff ever, ever, ever. And, we got to get away from these fucking rich people-owned corporate medias. And, look where it led. Like yesterday, the big, beautiful bill passed, and the big, beautiful bill means tax cuts for billionaires, and more money to the military, which is also money to the billionaires because they own the military-industrial complex. They're invested in this shit. So it's more of a death cycle culture that the billionaires are attached to because they're so greedy, and their greed will take them into imploding themselves and the rest of us with them. And that's that's fine, I guess. That's what they think it's going to work out all right. I don't know how they think it's going to work out all right, but it ain't. So. I don't know if people are going to rise up, but last chapter he goes into socialism and how since 2008 more people have spoken about we want we want more socialism, we want more of the government like giving us health insurance, like all the other we give money to these other countries who have health care, like Ukraine and Israel. So it's insane, and it goes into the the help the hopeful part is in the end, where he talks about the current sort of attempts at unionization of things again, but there's not these big industries like there were before. So like you're unionizing these like crap jobs, like stores, Starbucks and Amazon and things like that, which was much different than shutting down the fucking steel mill. My dad was a steel worker and trade union person, so that's good, and maybe things will improve somehow. I mean, there's going to be a real blowback for this big, beautiful bill and so forth. Maybe people will wake up, they'll probably, elect the same old corporate Democrats in the midterm. Maybe, that'll do something, I don't know. But, in New York here, we just, in the Democratic primary, really gave the boot to those old school Democrats by shaming Cuomo by voting for Mondani. And Mondani is hopeful. Mondani talks socialism. So maybe in cities like this, maybe we can start from lower. I think we even have to start lower than the mayor of the city. We have to do something about Congress and get the money out of these all owned by Israeli lobby and war machine lobby, and it's it's a tragic situation, really. But so mastering the universe. Not a manual for doing it, but what's going on in the world around us. As I said, it's written in a popular sort of way, and it's damn good, and I think you should fucking read it. All right, so